You're watching ChillyBoy Productions. I'm Larry ChillyBoy Chilson, and this is my review for The Batman. Now, before we get into this review, make sure to go ahead and click that subscribe button down below so that you can chill with me on each and every one of my latest videos. The Batman is a 2021 action-adventure adaptation directed by Matt Reeves, starring Robert Pattinson, Zoe Kravitz, Jeffrey Wright, and Paul Dano. The film follows Batman as he ventures into Gotham City's underbelly as a sadistic killer leaves behind a trail of cryptic clues that lead him closer and closer to his own path. As the perpetrator's plan becomes more and more clear, Batman must unmask the corruption in his own city in order to save Gotham. But first and foremost, I love Matt Reeves as a director. The Planet of the Apes films that he directed specifically, I thought were absolutely fantastic. I also think Robert Pattinson is a fantastic actor, and his casting brought all the buzz, lots of controversy. However, being someone who has watched Pattinson post Twilight, that has watched his skill as an actor grow from those films, I was really excited to see what he brought to the role. And those trailers came out, and I was floored. Honestly, the two trailers that I watched for the Batman were some of the best trailers I've seen in years. Absolutely amazing. Comic book movie fatigue, who? Not here. I was hyped for the Batman. Easily my most anticipated film of 2022. And what can I say? It lived up to the hype. The Batman was amazing. So let's go ahead and talk about the positives first. In a way, the biggest positive for the film is Matt Reeves and his direction, because this film is absolutely stunning. One, the cinematography is gorgeous, but more importantly, it is Reeves and his direction behind the camera. How he frames this work, how he guides us, the viewer, through this cryptic journey is outstanding. I was in complete awe through the majority of the film by how well crafted it is. One of the most beautifully directed comic book films ever. That's how good Matt Reeves handles this material. And in saying that, once again, the cinematography is absolutely gorgeous. Honestly, every damn shot in the film, stunning. And the action was amazing. Oh, Matt Reeves, thank you for shooting action this well. Everything was in frame. It looked beautiful and had artistic merit to it. It was so well done from top to bottom, whether we're dealing with those amazing action set pieces or just dealing with more dramatic, serious moments. It all was handled expertly well. And speaking of those action set pieces, they're all even better in the film than they were in the trailers. And that's saying something because they were freaking epic in the trailer. Let's just say Francis Ford Coppola is shook, y'all, because the Batmobile sequence we got a glimpse of with Penguin is amazing in the film. Then we get to this original score from Giacchino, which is haunting. It is dark. It really sets atmosphere and mood. I don't know if a two-note theme or melody has been this effective literally since Jaws. He heavily leans on that new Batman themed motif, and yet it doesn't overstay its welcome. He inverts it at points, switches keys when he needs that theme to reintroduce, but for a different purpose in either Bruce Wayne or Batman's life at the time. Something I thought was really fantastic was the inspiration behind Riddler's theme is explored in the script and in the actual story. And then when you hear the theme reintroduced, and then when you hear Riddler's theme reintroduced, It instantly clicks and it's amazing. It's a beautiful moment. Honestly, the score is fantastic. The story is also so good, and the characterizations of these beloved characters are fantastic. I want to highlight the Riddler specifically because in a really dark film like The Batman, a character like the Riddler could have had all of the special traits we love the character for just sucked out into this dark Joker wannabe. Paul Dano does an amazing job bringing life to Riddler here, but also just the script does such a good job of making him extremely menacing, not this goofy, get out the way type of villain. No, he is very serious. However, he still is the Riddler. He still is bringing that kind of quirky, jokey atmosphere to the character, and that balance works so well. Chloe Kravitz is another standout with this beautiful portrayal of Selena Kyle. Honestly, she's probably my favorite character of the entire film. I loved her. I loved the physicality of the role, and I thought that Zoe just brought the X factor to Selena. Also, there's a little line in there that I know is going to get the fanboys up in arms, screaming, woke, woke, but we loved it. And Robert Pattinson is great as Batman specifically. What I liked about this film is that Batman is who he truly is. The mask doesn't hide his identity, it really reveals it. And the film leans into it because I will say, I think the Bruce Wayne stuff were some of the weaker aspects of the film in general, but definitely the weaker part of Pattinson's performance. He was amazing. He was an intimidating, really fierce character as Batman, but was able to bring so much through his performance in just the eyes or just the expressions. As Batman, he was amazing. As Bruce Wayne, he was good. He was serviceable for what the film called for. Jeffrey Wright, always amazing, and he is a great Commissioner Gordon. But let's talk about Colin Farrell real quick as well, because he's amazing in this film. What? First of all, the makeup is just as transformative as we all thought with those trailers. I still could not find Colin Farrell in there. Even as I just watched him, it was such a great makeup job. I was just baffled. More so, Colin Farrell's performance was transformative. He was eating that scenery up, and I adored it. But when it comes to the script, what I most enjoyed was what it said not only about power and corruption and governments, but the dangers of vigilantism and unintended consequence. Bruce Wayne and Batman both really go on deeper character transformations and journeys in this film that worked really, really well. And I think it is tied into the themes very well. So then, what doesn't work so well when it comes to the Batman? Well, I hinted at it before, but I do think that the Bruce Wayne stuff in the film had the context there, it had the material there to be fantastic, and I do enjoy what was written. However, it just always fell just a bit flat for me. And I think it's because Robert Pattinson's Bruce Wayne was so subtle. Compared to his performance as Batman, it just was a bit on the underwhelming side for me personally. And I do think it runs a bit too long. The third act starts to drag. We get some tertiary type of shots that aren't really needed. They don't move our story forward. We start getting into revelation and twist formatting where you're like, okay, nope, that's not the end. We're coming up to the end. Nope, we still got 20 minutes left to go. While the 3 hour runtime wasn't necessarily the problem, I do think that we could have streamlined the story as we ventured through that third act, tightened things up just a tad, and made the conclusion to the film work a little bit better. Overall, I loved The Batman. This was beautiful storytelling, both visually and from the page. really strong character work and acting performances, an amazing score that completely sets the tone, and some of Matt Reeves' best work to date. If you are a DC Comics fan, if you are a Batman fan, this is, of course, a full price ticket. And I saw it at the fan event in IMAX. It's definitely worth checking out in IMAX for sure. The sound work, the visuals, everything about it is just mind blowing in IMAX. And if you're looking for more serious type of blockbuster fare, well crafted filmmaking in a comic book film in a big blockbuster, please check out The Batman. I don't think you're going to be disappointed. So that was my review for The Batman. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead, click like down below and subscribe to the channel so that you are always up to date on all of my latest videos. Also, join in on the discussion. Are you excited to see The Batman or have you checked it out? If you have, let me know your thoughts either in the comment section down below or you can hit me up on Twitter. I love you all so much for your continued support. Mwah! Thank you for watching and we'll see you next time. Bye.